And in this case, it's just outrageous. It's outrageous that there's not legislation or insurance regulations that just brings this to an end and a stop.
And I will say, too, when someone signs a release, it's even hard for a regular person that speaks English to necessarily know what's going on. So, you know, a lawyer should always look at that. And I think that's an important point to make, especially someone that English is their second language.
Well, I think that's a really good point, Amanda, because you're right. There's legalese in these documents, and it's very easy to make a mistake.
Yes.
It's very easy to make a mistake. But the bottom line is, you know, we talk about our elected officials, and we say, what could our elected officials do to protect us? What are we hiring them and voting them in to do? Well, first and foremost, to protect some basic rights. So if I'm injured, and I'm seriously injured, should someone be able to just come to my door, knock on my door, or send a document out and have me sign off on something that clearly I'm not either thinking about, clearly I may not understand? And we've talked about the need for there to be legislation, insurance regulations that say simply, first 6 months after an accident, a person cannot sign off with regard to their pain and suffering and bodily injury, not your medical benefits under your own policy to get your medical benefits, but we're talking about being able to bring a claim against a third party. You shouldn't be able to get them to sign off on that within the first 6 months, I think is fair, without having them look at their documents by an attorney.
And I think we make this point as well when we talk about valuing cases. On day one, we can't value your case. An insurance company can't value your case when you don't know the extent of your injuries.
Right. So it really is bogus to do it. And, you know, it's got to stop. You know, it's got to stop. And we're going to be screaming about this on the radio. We're going to get a couple of our elected officials on. I want to get a couple of our senators and our assemblymen on, and I want to talk about this issue.
Right.
And we're going to be getting their feet to the fire on this because it's got to stop, okay? Taking advantage of people at any level isn't fair, and particularly a person who is at a disadvantage, a person who's injured, a person who's infirm, the person who doesn't understand, the person who doesn't speak potentially the language that's in that release.
Right.
So we're going to talk more about this on the other side.